that began 2 years ago with October 7th still wins through our lives. But, dear friends, from deep within the cracks of our broken hearts, we've also uncovered some deep core truths about who we are. In the wake of the massacre, the Jewish people came forward in so many ways and showed with our actions and deeds and words, Hinenu, we are here for Israel, here for the Jewish world, here in solidarity, advocacy, philanthropy, and doing good for one another. So, Achayot ve'Achim, for 124 years, JNF has stood shoulder to shoulder with the people of Israel. Its bold vision and enormous heart have helped build Israel from ground up, and it has naturally been on the front lines for Israel in one of the most trying times in our history, turning devastation into determination, despair into resolve, and heartbreak into hope, especially in the shattered communities of the Negev and Galilee. Of course, this is not new. JNF USA has been strategically cultivating Israel's north and south for over 20 years, recognizing the centrality of these regions to Israel's future. In crisis and in calm, through shifting and changing moments, JNF USA's commitment to Israel has remained the same, and it has embodied the heart of our resilience as a people. I want to thank JNF USA, and I thank each and every one of you. Let's continue to lend our hearts to what really matters. Let us fight for our hostages until every last one of them is back home, and let us become whole again. Thank you, dear friends. Bless you, all of you, the leaders, the officers, the volunteers, and supporters. Shana Tova, and may we only get good news, בשורות טובות, ישועות ונחמות.
Good morning. Boker Tov. Hinenu. My name is Deb Lust Zaluda, and I have the privilege of serving as president of this extraordinary organization dedicated to the land and people of Israel, Jewish National Fund USA. As we gather, there is so much to acknowledge at this moment. Finally, there are no living hostages in Gaza. A healing process for so many is beginning, and together we can celebrate. Yet together we also mourn. We continue to recover and lay to rest those who were murdered. We just passed the second yahrzeit of those killed on October 7th. We continue to honor the soldiers and citizens who fought without hesitation and fell for a nation and people they loved. To everyone in this room who has served in the IDF, please stand to be recognized. And to all of us who have been impacted these past 2 years, stand as well. Everyone stand up. And in the spirit of this extraordinary moment, the joy we feel and the sorrow we hold, please join in a Shechechianu with Pastor Dumisani, Washington, and Rabbi Dr. Analia Bortz.
אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהחיינו וקימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. עד החטוף האחרון, to the last hostage.
Role. I thought I knew Jewish National Fund USA. I thought I understood our impact. Yet, as I traveled across Israel these past 12 months, meeting mayors, community leaders, and just everyday people we impacted from the north to the south, as well as the teens at Hamas High School in Israel, I realized I didn't know the half of it. I now fully understand that each initiative creates a circle of impact. I see how strategic we are and how we developed an ecosystem of affiliates second to none. I learned the impact of one project ripples outward, creating a multiplier of population growth and possibility. And that is the magic of Jewish National Fund USA. And today, that magic is at an inflection point. The heartbreak of the last 2 years is something we will carry with us forever. But in building the future, we honor the sacrifice of so many, and we continue in our work because even in moments of anguish, we build for tomorrow's generation. It's who we are as a people. I look back at my own grandparents and their generation and the choices they faced. And while history may repeat itself, we have an opportunity to break free from its grip, and now is such a moment. Could my grandparents have foreseen that their granddaughter would be standing on a stage like this in front of 2,700 Zionists? Could they have imagined that we raised almost $400 million in 2 years? Likely not. But my grandparents did prepare me for this moment. They made me a part of the multi-generational story of our people. They taught me that every generation has a responsibility to stand up and be counted, that we are part of a living, breathing history. And so, I want us all to ask ourselves, what are we building for the next generation? What are we preparing our grandchildren for? Are we standing up and making a difference every day? As for my own grandchildren, I will tell them about the amazing work Jewish National Fund USA does and how it's making a difference for all of those who call Israel home. I'll tell them about my participation in all things Zionism. I'll tell them the story of Liron and Matan from Kibbutz Kfar Galadi in Israel's north. Matan's grandfather was one of the founders of the kibbutz. Matan grew up there, and Matan and Liron want their son to grow up there too. On October 8th, 2023, Liron and Matan and their family were forced to leave their home, only returning 21 months later. For 21 months, they lived in temporary housing, during which time Liron was diagnosed with early-stage breast cancer. They lived through treatment, and they survived, and they came back home. They know that the Karas Medical Center in Kiryat Shmona that we're building isn't open yet, but they know it's coming. And that center gives them hope. It gives them security. I want my grandchildren to understand how Jewish National Fund helped countless families like Liron and Matan return home in the aftermath of October 7th, whether they were in the north or the Israel envelope. I want my grandchildren to know about the resilience of our people, about the light in their eyes, when we talk about building for the future, building medical and emergency response centers, fueling job development, housing, water resources, food technology, parks, and so much more. I want my grandchildren to know that their Safi, that's me, and all of you get to be part of making all of this happen. I want my grandchildren to know that the work we do represents very real projects that they take real money to build. And I want them to know that Jewish National Fund is made up of 674,487 donors, and counting, who have contributed to making their voices heard throughout the world. I want my grandchildren to add their voices to this chorus as well. Because when my grandchildren and all of our children know our stories and feel these living stories, they become guarantors of our collective future. And that is the Jewish National Fund story. And in that spirit, welcome to Florida. Welcome, Zionists, all 2,700 plus strong of you. Welcome to this, our 2025 Global Conference for Israel, and I can't wait to share it with you.
One seed in the ground is enough to grow a garden. Put in work and watch, it'll turn into a forest. Our roots in the land give us a home, a haven. Circles of light that bring us all together. It's like painting a never-ending picture, not in black and white, in neon blazing colors. It's like driving on a never-ending road. The more you hit the gas, the more you gotta go. We can make a change. Nothing's in our way. We can play it safe, or we can lead the way. Yeah, we can lead the way today. Yeah, we can lead the way today. We can lead the way. 2 cents in a jar is enough to change a million. We have our cars, a world that we believe in. One hand reaching out to help the ones who need it. Yeah, arms open now, touch the sky, there's no limit, no limit. Hey, it's like painting a never-ending picture, not in black and white, in neon blazing colors. It's like driving on a never-ending road. The more you hit the gas, the more you gotta go. We can make a change. Nothing's in our way. We can play it safe, or we can lead the way. Yeah, we can lead the way. We can make a change. Nothing's in our way. Nothing's in our way. We can make a change, and we can lead the way. Yeah, we can lead the way.
Jewish National Fund USA has always been there with a strategic vision for a stronger, more resilient Israel and Zionist engagement. Now, more than ever, this vision is crucial. Every donation, every commitment makes a difference. We need your help to make our circles of impact wider and wider. Stand with us, support us, and together we will continue to build a brighter future for the land and people of Israel.
Yeah, we can lead the way.
As Deb rightly said, stepping up is in the DNA of Jewish National Fund. My name is Jason Zenner, and I am a Global Conference for Israel Chair and President of JNF in the Midwest. In 2014, during Operation Protective Edge, many organizations canceled trips to Israel, but Jewish National Fund was all in, and I was there. Seeing Israel up close, under fire, and witnessing the resilience of its people, it changed everything for me. It's one thing to witness resilience in a crisis. It's entirely something else to see how that is formed into creation. Yet that is the magic of Israel and that of Jewish National Fund. We just make things happen. Our work on housing, something I'm deeply involved in, is a perfect example of this. Israel's housing crisis is very real in the north and the south. And it's why our Housing Development Fund, with a $50 million goal, was created to move 500,000 people to the Negev and move 300,000 people to the Galilee. To do this, we are taking barren pieces of land and creating build-ready lots, so far over 2,150 of them. That translates to housing for more than 10,000 people in the Negev and the Galilee. That is you and me. That is Jewish National Fund. And we aren't tackling the easy projects first. In fact, we're doing the opposite. We're doing the hard ones, those on the border with Lebanon, along the Syrian border in the Valley of the Springs, in the central Arava, and on the border with Gaza. We lay the infrastructure, the roads, the water lines, and all the other unglamorous work so that families can move in and build a life. And I can tell you, the impact we achieve is transformational. I've visited families who have moved to these communities. Yes, it's special beyond words to see young families building new homes. They are just as excited by the opportunity to keep on building as we are to keep on giving. And to have us as their partners means everything. Yet what is most extraordinary is that our housing work is just the beginning. Because a neighborhood needs a park, so we build one. Families need after-school activities, so we developed the Groove Tech Experiential Learning Center. Adults need economic opportunity, so we launched the Lauder Employment Center. From a single home, our circle of impact runs deep.
We can make a change. Nothing's in our way. We can play it safe, or we can lead the way.
Jason, I couldn't agree more. Hi, my name is Noah Zer, and yes, for those who recognize him, my son is the original JNF poster child. My connection to Jewish National Fund Circle Impacts comes from the Arava Valley. I'm from Tel Aviv, but I followed my husband to the desert. Today, I wouldn't trade it for anything. And it's not just about the incredible people, true pioneers of the 21st century. It's the entire spirit of this part of Israel. We get only 1 inch of water a year, yet we produce 60% of fresh vegetable exported from Israel. That says it all. When I moved to the Arava Valley, the area faced very real challenges. Almost no doctors, limited housing, and a declining population. Who would want to live in a 2-hour drive from a doctor? But then, the Jewish National Fund family began showing up, challenging us to think big. Together, we built the region's first medical center. Now we have 5 doctors and 20 nurses. JNF's Women Campaign and Sefer donors then built Sukim, only the second non-agricultural community in the Arava. Now there's an artist colony built in collaboration with JNF Australia, while our Canadian partners help build a music center, and our Dutch supporters, in partnership with Jewish National Fund USA, made possible a series of water projects. Our Arava Research and Development Center allows scientists and local farmers to collaborate and produce more products on less water. The Arva International Center for Agriculture Training, also known as ACAT, educates international students from developing countries, while the Kessler Joint Institute partners with the University of Arizona to tackle global food security, water scarcity, and energy management. This is all amazing, you might say. But who will lead us into the future? Today, I work with our Adam Ve'adama program, a network of 4-year agricultural high schools along Israel's northern and southern borders. We attract high-achieving students from across the land and from all across the Israeli society. Here they get connected to the land via agriculture. Here, we educate and empower the next generation of leaders while assisting farmers in the Israel envelope and the north. But the program is much more than meets the eye. Take a look.
What I felt when I came here was an immediate connection. I knew I wanted to be here. I knew this is where I want to live for the next 2 years and probably also for the rest of my life.
No place on earth I'd rather be.
I'm from Jerusalem. I'm from the city. It has nothing to do with the fields. I didn't grow up like this at all. The first time I ever came to the Israel envelope was actually coming here for the open day to see the school.
Adam Ve'adama is built on 3 pillars.
The first pillar is not only talking about Zionism, doing Zionism, here in the field, using our hands. The second pillar is all about supporting and developing the communities here. All of our 7 campuses are all across Israel on the borders in small communities. The third pillar is all about food security, supporting the farmers of today, and also, hopefully, creating the farmers of tomorrow.
My day starts before the sunrise. We head to the fields and we start working.
Some of the students come with no experience, and they come here and do something that's hard and challenging.
We do have a full finals like everyone else in Israel. It's hard and you learn how to deal with it and you have your friends helping you, and it's just a matter of choice, not running away from responsibility. And it really feels like a new great generation is growing up here.
This campus started only 1 year ago, and with the support of Jewish National Fund USA, we not only built the campus, but we are supported to create a real change here. When we come here to a farmer that in the 7th of October lost all of his workers, and we help and work, we are giving new hope to the area.
Helping the farmers is making sure that the state of Israel has food to put on the table in the end of the day. And that's what we're focusing on here, and that's what I really believe in.
One of the most special parts of Jewish National Fund is our commitment to the next generation. My name is Allie Robinson, and I've had the privilege of being part of Jewish National Fund for the last, well, basically since I can remember. Thanks to my mom, Marcy. Oh, and my dad, Russell, works here too. Growing up in our house, Bring Your Kid to Work Day was more like bring your kid to a JNF event. But today, I'm a proud donor, a member of our Root Society, and serve on both the JNF Future New York Board and JNF Future National Board, and as one of the chairs of this conference. JNF Future takes rising professionals on a leadership journey, teaching them how to contribute to JNF's work in Israel and in Zionist engagement. With my last name, you're probably thinking, Allie, you had no choice. But please, have you ever met a Jewish woman who was told what to do and just did it? Exactly. I choose to be a part of this organization because I've seen the very real impact we all have, and I want to be a part of it. Let me explain. When I made my first visit to Beersheba at 5 years old, I would have described the trip as unremarkable. To me, it was a dusty, not so exciting city. But Beersheba became part of that JNF miracle. Today, Beersheba is the fastest growing city in Israel, transformed by JNF's financial resources and know-how. It's a vibrant city with a 23-acre lake, a 7-mile river walk, an extraordinary 13,000-seat amphitheater, and 2,000-acre park. The Lauder Employment Center is located in Beersheba's Old City and has played a direct role in employment throughout the Negev. I can see the difference that JNF makes, and it makes me proud that I'm a part of it. The same was true for Israel's north. Back then, I only knew it for rafting down the Jordan River. But thanks to JNF, today, the north is a true destination, brimming with artisans, wineries, and small businesses. And I know the people. They have become my friends. And that's the secret to JNF. It's not merely projects, it's the people. It's about the magic that happens when one generation shares its vision with the next. The circle of impact isn't just the physical transformation of the land of Israel. It's the passing of the torch from one of us to another, the sharing of a dream with the people of Israel to ensure our work never stops. My family did that for me, and you can all do that for someone in your family or network as well, because that's how we create circles of impact for generations to come.
Well, if Ali can claim lineage, then so can I. Well, I'm going to try it. My name is Ola Zussman, and I am one of the national co-chairs of this conference. Both my and my husband's families have been a part of Jewish National Fund work for decades. My husband's grandmother was Jewish National Fund Australia's longest-serving volunteer at 40 years. Our global connections to JNF make this gathering less of a conference and more of a family reunion. We're all here to build on old friendships, find new ways to collaborate, and form new connections, all in service of a single mission. In fact, can I ask everyone who is from outside of the United States to stand for a moment, please? Our Jewish National Fund family is stronger because of all of you. In the past 2 years, our community has come to know moments of profound and heart-rending darkness. Countless moments that have caused us to question everything we know about human decency, justice, truth, and compassion. But with the return of the living hostages and some of our slain and a fragile ceasefire emerging, we can be hopeful about the future. Shakespeare may have said, "All the world is a stage," but Rabbi Nachman of Breslov said, all the world is a very narrow bridge, and the most important thing is to not be afraid. So what can we, as Jewish National Fund, do to help all of us be less afraid? There are myriad answers, and we all do our part. But as a child play therapist specializing in treating trauma, building and sustaining resilient centers that support families and help them heal are projects with which I am so proud we collaborate. The Eshkol Resilience Center is one such example, providing critical support for those who were so deeply affected and impacted by October 7th and the aftermath. Here, anyone can get one-on-one support, group therapy, family therapy, as well as art, drama, pet, and movement therapy. We also partner with local schools to provide the vital treatment centers for students. Jewish National Fund's Resilience Centers ensure that our circle of impact considers not just the immediate needs of Israel, but also le dor vador, our Israeli families' long-term mental health and well-being. Through these centers, we offer hands outstretched to generations to help them walk that very narrow bridge and be less afraid.
Make a change. Nothing's in our way. We can play it safe, or we can lead the way.
Ula's perspective on resilience sits close to me. My name is Shachaf Marudi, and I'm proud to be a Ben Meshek, a son of Kibbutz Reim that sits next to the border with Gaza. Our beautiful lives have been shattered on October 7th. We felt abandoned, all alone. But we knew that if we didn't rebuild our community better and stronger, October 7th will become even darker. And so, when our effort to rebuild was a mission critical, many businesses, forums, and groups came forward to help. But they all told us exactly what we needed or what we should want. Yet, Russell and the Jewish National Fund didn't just show up. They came back again and again and again. And in that moment, surrounded by the burnt homes and trauma, I will never forget what the Jewish National Fund said. We don't know what you need, but we're here with you in every step of the way. Yeah. And it was the first time since October 7th that we felt that someone sees us, that we are not alone. And today, I'm proud to report that more than 90% of Reim is back home. Yeah. And you know why? Because together we did what we said we'll do, rebuilding our community and reimagine our lives even better than before. The first thing we did was to build a new children's playground, which will soon be completed, just a few days. We wanted returning families to see with their own eyes that their beautiful kibbutz is as special and fun and safe as ever. And to be honest, what is the sound of tomorrow? It's the sound of children playing. We're doing something extraordinary. We're building an emergency response center. At first, it may sound like just another project, but in truth, it's a game changer. It's the Jewish National Fund that created it. Because long before October 7th, you, the JNF, understood that security is not just physical, it's also in our soul. You gave our community exactly what we needed. Imagine one hub under one roof, housing our volunteer fire department, civil security, and ambulance services. Not the government of Israel, you, Jewish National Fund. Yeah, it's you guys. And today, more than 15 of these centers are being planned and built. And that is vision. And that is courage. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Jewish National Fund. All across the Israeli envelope, JNF USA is making possible so much, from painting bomb shelter to building 800 personal safe rooms, building new resilience centers, a regional sport complex, a 30,000 square foot community center, a new housing sites, and so much more. Our entire region is being transformed. Your impact is real. Your impact is real. You live up to a reputation of never giving up, never ever forgetting your Israeli brothers and sisters. Together, we are transforming the most horrible tragedy in our lifetime into a moment of hope, of rebirth and renewal. Come, watch us grow.
Make a change. Nothing's in our way. We can play it safe, or we can lead the way. Yeah, we can lead.
Thank you, Brother Shachaf. I love and admire your strength and perseverance. It is moving and inspiring and motivates all of us to do more. Good morning. My name is Steve Katz. Professionally, I am the chief of the Department of Emergency Medicine at Memorial Hospital West, just down the street from here in Pembroke Pines, Florida. But my real passion, what really gets me excited, is actually not the fast-paced adrenaline rush from being an emergency room physician. It is being the chair of the annual JNF USA Brotherhood Mission. We are part of the JNF network of volunteer missions that has brought over 6,000 people to Israel since the start of war in 2023. On these trips, the mission is clear. Number one, bring as much love and support and hugs to our brothers and sisters in Israel. And number two, to proudly and shamelessly raise as much money as possible for our people. And that's it, plain and simple, no other agenda. And so far, we've had 2 Brotherhood mission trips. Our first, just 4 months after October 7th, brought 38 men to Israel and raised $1.1 million. Our second trip, this past spring, had 45 men and raised $2.5 million. Our next trip is this February, and our goal is 90 guys, $4 million. And that is the only reason I'm on stage, to make the sales pitch for you men in the audience who want to experience a trip of a lifetime that you will never forget, to join us. Scan the QR code, register for our trip, change your life, be a part of making a difference, and I'll see you on the bus. Because I guarantee that if you travel to Israel with a JNF mission, you will be blessed to experience the country through the inspiring lens of JNF USA. And it will, and I guarantee you, be one of the most meaningful experiences you'll ever have. So what does the itinerary look like? Good question. We do good, and we do a lot of it, all day long. Visiting and dancing with our holy IDF soldiers on bases, visiting hospitals and rehab centers, and hugging our holy warriors. Working the fields with our own hands, side by side our Israeli brothers and sisters with JNF's Adam Va'adama and Shomer HaChadash. Working with at-risk children and soldiers getting such needed PTSD treatment at Rimon Farm. Sponsoring a Purim party this coming Purim with the entire Ethiopian community of Beersheba, and I could go on and on and on. And I will if you want me to. When you travel to Israel with JNF, you get to connect with people, and these are our people. You get to see a different side of this organization and the impact we all can and should make together. You also get to experience the unexpected. My family and I were in Israel this past June during the 12-day war with Iran. Our flights were canceled, and we weren't sure how we'd get home. There were also students at Alexander Muss High School, and they were being evacuated to the US through Cyprus. JNF needed chaperones and asked me and my wife Penny to help out, and we said yes. And I had not known much about Muss before, and I didn't know any of the kids. And to be honest with you, I was terrified. I was nervous. Would the kids like me? What if they didn't want to eat with me during mealtime? But seriously, it was amazing. It was inspiring, and it was moving. These kids, our children, are the futures of JNF, the future leaders of Jewish organizations, and the future leaders of our Jewish world. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Katz. I could corroborate his story. I was the one behind the scenes who asked for his help to chaperone those students. My name is Steve Cutno, and I have the privilege of leading our Alexander Muss High School in Israel. If you're wondering why Jewish National Fund is investing in American high school in Israel, let me share with you some data that are both staggering and undeniable. In the last 12 years alone, Alexander Muss High School alumni and their families have donated in excess of $80 million to Jewish National Fund and its projects, not to Alexander Muss. So it is a force multiplier. At the same time, Muss graduates are some of the most active young adults in the JNF USA sphere, serving on local and national boards, and more importantly, contributing to vibrant Jewish life more broadly. Simply put, the circle of impact that Muss graduates make reverberates for years, for generations. The reason for such success is rooted in how our Muss students experience and learn in Israel. Our secret, and it's not much of a secret, is that we transform the land of Israel into our classroom. We transform learning into real-world experiences in real time. They get to know Israel's people, history, and reality. And to put that into perspective, just the day before Simchas Torah, our students were on a bus on their way to Jerusalem when the opportunity arose for them to stop at Bellinson Hospital. They were there, dancing with Israelis at the arrival of 2 of the hostages. Because when our students walk the land of Israel, when they meet their peers and they meet the soldiers, they grapple and experience historical sites and grapple with contemporary dilemmas. These are not academic exercises. This is living history. They are lived experiences that shape moral consciousness. At Muss, our students dive deep. Together, our staff, the JNF team, and our students, we cultivate empathy for those who live in Israel across political, religious, and ethnic lines. And we teach responsibility and how to be a stakeholder in the Jewish future, even when it's hard, and more importantly, when it feels uncomfortable, especially in this moment. Our students return home, having begun a lifetime of Jewish and Israeli engagement. We give them, I don't want to say we give them, we let them experience and develop a deep sense that they are part of something larger than themselves, and that their voice is needed to help shape our collective future. And very importantly, in this moment, We give them a place for thoughtful engagement and not performative outrage. And if you're wondering what all of this looks like, there are a number of MUS alumni in the crowd. But I'm proud to welcome one of our alumni to the stage, Matan.
Thank you, Dr. Kutno. It only took 20 years in a JNF conference for me to call you Dr. Abba. You might think that because I come from a family that's embedded in the Zionist ecosystem, that my participation in MUS was assumed from an early age. But let me tell you, it wasn't. Before making Aliyah and serving in the Army, I went to a public high school in the US. I didn't learn about MUS from a sibling or a parent. I learned about MUS from a flyer in the mail. It looked intriguing, but there were hurdles. My school, for example, wasn't terribly interested in me studying in Israel. It took a lot of conversations and convincing, but eventually they relented, and I continue to see the impact of my MUS experience every day. My classmates came from every imaginable background and walk of Jewish life. Today, we are passionate about Israel because our learning was as real as it gets. We learned geography crisscrossing Israel's vibrant landscape. We learned Zionist history in the cities and buildings where history was made. And we learned the beauty and contradictions and opportunities that make up modern Israel. The experience meant that when we returned home, we had the knowledge to engage those around us. We had the perspective to confront misinformation. And we had the confidence that we spoke from a place of knowledge. As a result, when I survey my fellow alumni, though our lives have gone in many different directions, all of us are involved in Jewish life. All of us are picking up the mantle of young leadership in our communities. When we talk about a circle of impact, there is no better place than Alexander MUS High School to foster the next generation.
Hello. Our strategic vision has brought population growth to the north and the south of Israel. It has revitalized communities. It has brought new families to new homes across all of Israel's frontiers. And we have brought people to Israel from North America not because it's a place of refuge, not because it's a land of last resort, but because it's a land of opportunity. It's not just the promised land, but it's a land of promise. I choose this organization to spend my time and money and my efforts because they get things done. They use our gifts with care and efficiency. Through our philanthropic investments, whether in the form of donor-advised funds, charitable annuities, charitable trusts, wills, bequests, and our annual gifts, Jewish National Fund USA is the organization that thinks about the future and builds towards it. My name is Bob Lemke. I'm one of the co-chairs of this conference, and I was raised as a Catholic. I chose to be part of JNF because at 11 years old, I read Baba Yar. It deeply affected me because I began to realize the profound injustice that Jews have been visited upon throughout history. I took my first trip to Israel in 2011 as a philanthropic outreach, and I've returned 12 times since. I've been asked many times by my Gentile friends why I'm so excited about Israel, so excited about this place and the people. I heard a phrase yesterday from my dear friend, Michal Uziyahu, that helped me understand one of the sources of my affection. Israel and the Jewish people, but Israel is the land that embodies radical hope. That's a rare form of hope that allows for the creation of a new future when the old one is gone. It requires creative and courage imagination to see beyond despair and find a new way to flourish. Israel was born after the Shoah with radical hope. Radical hope is part of the national DNA of Israel, and radical hope reemerged after October 7. Radical hope is the best in the human spirit, and in JFF, radical hope is part of our DNA as well. And for those in the room, each one of you, by being here, embodies the fact that each of you have a seed of that radical hope within you. We involve everyone in the process as well. That's why I'm proud to support JNF as a world chairman level donor, and I'm humbled to serve as the first Gentile member of this organization's 125-year history. Thank you. And I'm deeply honored when I was told, when I first started getting involved, and it brings tears to my eyes, but I was deeply honored to be told that I have a Jewish soul. Thank you. For the rest of my life, I will always be side by side with my friends at JNF. And I'm working on seeking more caring Gentiles to join us in this important work. Israel is a beacon of hope in a very tough neighborhood. Israel is the first line of defense against the attacks against the Judeo-Christian principles that undermine our Western democracies. You do not stand alone. I'm very proud to play a small part in this JNF journey, and I thank you all for what you do to advance the needs of everyone in the world. You bring out the best in all of us. Up until now, we've not been introducing speakers, but this next guy's different. Congressman Richie Torres represents New York's. You know, I feel the same way about him. Isn't he great? He represents New York's 15th Congressional District of the South Bronx, another tough neighborhood. He was meant to be here live, but circumstances changed at the last minute and he couldn't be here in person. But the congressman's moral clarity can't be dimmed even though he's not in the room. From the very start of his public service, Richie has stood for principle over politics, for friendship over expediency. In Washington and across the country, he has been one of the most vocal champions of the U.S.-Israel relationship because he understands support for Israel is not a partisan idea, it is a fundamental American value. Let's hear from the congressman, however.
First of all, I want to apologize to all of you for not appearing in person at JNF's USA Global Conference for Israel. Were it not for the government shutdown, I would be with you all in person. But please know that I'm with you in spirit, now and always. 2 years ago, Simchat Torah coincided with October 7th, the deadliest day for Jews since the Holocaust. What should have been a day of joy for Jews everywhere became one of overwhelming grief and terror. The long overdue release of the living hostages represents a kind of restoration, the return of Simchat Torah as an occasion to celebrate the joy of both the Jewish people and the Jewish state. To be clear, the mission is far from accomplished. To the shock of no one but the most morally confused and credulous, Hamas has been caught violating the ceasefire, from withholding the remains of the deceased Israeli hostages to committing terror and violence against Palestinians. The cold-blooded murder of Palestinians at the hands of Hamas has been largely met with deafening silence from both academia and the media. Despite the terror and trauma of October 7th, despite the hypocrisy of our morally inverted world, I remain optimistic that both the Jewish people and the Jewish state will emerge from this tragedy better and stronger, more resilient and more renewed than ever before. Israel will outlive its enemies. It will outlive the Islamic Republic of Iran. It will outlive Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis. Israel will not only survive, it will thrive as the new superpower of the Middle East. Make no mistake, no amount of anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism will defeat the destiny of the Jewish people as the authors of Abrahamic peace in the Middle East and beyond. The future does not belong to terror and violence. The future belongs to the anthem of the Jewish people, which is hope.
Again, thank you to Congressman Torres. I now have the privilege of introducing the next speakers whose faces and voices we all know and have come to love. Malki and Shelly Shem Tov became a symbol of the struggle to free the hostages. They are the embodiment of that radical hope. Their son Omer was kidnapped from the Nova Festival, and for nearly 2 years, Malki and Shelly were leaders of the Hostages Forum, raising their voices for the freedom of their son and all of those who were taken on October 7. Their courage and their love was relentless, and their dedication kept Omer and the hostages front and center when so much of the world just wanted to turn away. Let's take a look.
יש קרבות קשים, אזרחים שנרצחו, יש מפקדים ולוחמים שנהרגו בקרבות, יש גם חטופים ושבויי מלחמה.
Hamas kidnapped her 21-year-old son, Omer.
וידאו שמראים את עומר, כן, כפות, כפות, מפוחד, קשור, על הרצפה.
תחזירו את הילדים שלנו, את המשפחות שלנו הביתה!
אנחנו רוצים את הילדים שלנו, את המשפחות שלנו, בבית היום.
As a mother, you want to protect your son.
And you can't.
And I cannot do it.
Shelly and Malki, we love this young, beautiful man, and we're going to get him back.
Omer Shem Tov! כאן אבא! כולנו מתגעגעים אליך. עומר, תחזור כבר, תחזור. עומר!
שלחו להם עכשיו אהבה גדולה. תצעקו! אור!
אז אנחנו קוראים לך, ראש הממשלה, ולכל הצוות של המשא ומתן. תעשו את הנס הזה שיגיע מהר יותר. אמן! כמה חלמתי על זה, תמיד אנחנו גם אנחנו.
My family and I, myself, we believe you've been sent by God through Easter. You can really help. You have the power to do it. Thank you. Thanks. You got a good future. Telling you.
Let's give a JNF welcome to Malki and Shelly Shem Tov.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. To see this video, it's taken me back to October 7, to think what we went through. But thank God, Omer is home. So at October 7, at 6:29, we woke up to rockets and alarms. And first call, it was to Omer. And then we understand that Omer is in the Nova Festival at Re'im. From that point, we called Omer a few times, and he was panic. He was running away. Last call was at 8:45. And he was very panicked. He said that one friend came to take him, to take them, and he will call me back later. So I asked him to send me live location. He sent the live location, and the phone stopped. And from that point, we saw on the screen of the phone that the point is moving like 3 minutes, stopping, and then going to the border. We tried to call Omer, but the phone was ringing and Omer didn't answer, and we saw that the point is getting into Gaza. From that point, we didn't know what to do. Nobody was answering. Malki went to the hospital in Soroka, tried to find Omer, but we didn't get nothing. I was calling everybody to start to find Omer, and nothing. We didn't knew where is Omer. And then at 8 p.m., one of his friends called me and said, he was shaking in his voice, and he said, Shelly, I'm sorry, I need to send you a video that Hamas was posted in Telegram, and Omer is in the video. And for me, I was falling apart, and to see my Omer in a pickup truck with handcuffed in his hands and with a terrorist. So from that point, we started I posted a post in Instagram and Facebook, and I said that my Omer is an hostage, and if there is other families that are in the same situation, that they will call us. October 8, hundreds of people were calling us, and we did a list of name of the hostage, from where he was kidnapped, and who is the family member who called us. And it was like 400 names until 5 p.m. at October 8. And we have a meeting in our house with all the people who was involved in Gilad Shalit's situation that help us to understand what we need to do. And from that point, the forum of the family of the hostages started.
Before October 7, a few months before, Tali, our friend, and Danny, her husband, Tali, she's the chief Israeli staff of JNF in Israel. They took us to a trip to see the Negev, to see the way how JNF supporting and developing the country. We were amazed from all the amazing projects. And we went also to the border, and we were standing in front of this huge wall. And think about it, that months after, Omer was behind this border. That was really crazy thinking even. And then, few days after October 7, again, Tali called me, and she came with Russell to our headquarters in Tel Aviv, and to the forum, and to the square. And immediately, they stood with us, with the families, supporting us and the families in the most horrible time, and help us to raise the voices of the hostages and advocacy and create this awareness all over the world. So for that, I want to thank Tali. Tali, thank you so much. Thank you, JNF, for supporting us. And I would like to call Russell. Please come to the stage. I want to share with you this book. This book, it's from a very famous photographer, Ziv Koren. It's about the war, the 7 October War. And it's really showed tragedy, but it's also showing resilience and hope. So thank you very much for supporting us. We would like to call our son Omer to the stage.
Wow. I love you too. I can really stand here and say that God gave me a present, and these presents are my parents right here. Usually, when I'm on stage, I'm telling my story. Today, I'm not telling my story. But every time I do tell my story, I start off with a sentence, and I say, "My name is Omer Shem Tov, and I'm a free man." On October 7th, I was kidnapped with 3 of my friends, and for 505 days, I was held as an hostage in Gaza by Hamas, a cruel, a brutal terror organization. For 505 days, I was starved,
I was in tunnels, in darkness, loneliness. For 505 days, I was in living hell. After 505 days, from complete darkness, I came out to this amazing, amazing beam of light. To you guys. You guys are the beam of light. I can truly say that while I was in the tunnels, in the darkest moments for me there, I could feel the light. I could feel the prayers. I could feel this energy that you guys sent. I could feel it 120 feet under the ground in complete darkness. So thank you for that. Thank you, everyone, for sending this amazing light to me and helping my parents just fight for me and for the other hostages. I want to say thank you to JNF that on the first moment that I came out, really on the first few days, my dad told me about JNF and what you guys are doing. You guys are doing an amazing job. You do not understand what you guys are doing for us, for Israelis. We can feel the love and the support, and we can see what you guys are doing. And for that, I thank you. Thank you so much. Wow, I'm so excited to be here today. I really am. Seeing you guys, it's just amazing, and it warms my heart. On Sunday, I'm going to tell my story, my full story, on one of the sessions. Something is happening? No, okay. But until Sunday, I would like to welcome here I don't have it on the screen, I'm sorry. I would like to welcome here, there you go. If I may, I want to invite to the stage the IDF's Special in Uniform. They represent 1,100 soldiers with special needs who proudly serve their country and contribute to Israel's strength.
מי שברך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל הוא באוויר
We would now like to invite Omer Shem Tov to join us on stage.
עוד שנה חלפה, עוד שנה תרופה, עשבים שוטים עלו בשביל ובגן, רוח נאנח, את התריס פתח, ומכה בקיר הישן, כמו קורא הביתה, הביתה, בעת לחזור, נערים משדות זרים, היום דורך ואין סימן, הביתה, הביתה, כרם רדת אור, לילות קרים, לילות מרים, קרבים עכשיו לחג.
עד עלות השחר מתפללת לשלומך, שבויה באזיקי פחדים, אני שומעת צעדים הביתה, הביתה, כי עוד לא ניתן כל מה שהובטח לנו מזמן.
I'm coming home, I'm coming home, tell the world I'm coming home, let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my kingdom awaits, and they're forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home, I'm coming home, tell the world I'm coming. השנים חולפות, השנים קוטפות, ואנחנו לא מצאנו עוד מנוחה. דור הולך ובא, הלחי רטובה, ובוכה דמעה מלוכה, כמו קוראת הביתה, הביתה, בעת לחזור, סדרים מרים אחים, את דוח אותו מקום בלב, הביתה, הביתה, כרם רדת אור, אל חלומות ללא חומות, אל לילה בלי כאב.
עד עלות השחר מתפללת לשלומך, שמרי שמרי ארצי שלי, שברי חלום ישראלי, הביתה, הביתה, כי עוד לא ניתן כל מה שהובטח לנו מזמן.
I'm coming home, I'm coming home, tell the world I'm coming home, let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my kingdom awaits, and they're forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home, I'm coming home, tell the world I'm coming home.
Please welcome to the stage Jewish National Fund National Treasurer and National Global Conference Chair, Ken Siegel.
Thank you. Thank you, Special and Uniform Band. Thank you, Omer. I'm thrilled to welcome you to my backyard and home state of Florida. Our opening session is nearly done, but it wouldn't be complete without a few words from one of Jerusalem Post's most influential Jews and our Chief Executive Officer, the one and only Russell Robinson. When Russell walks into a room, It's not that everyone knows him, of course they do. It's that he knows everyone. He knows your name, the name of your kids, your JNF interests and projects, the latest details connected to you, your work, and your life. He remembers everything. He is genuinely a close friend and a member of your family. He is the Jewish National Fund family patriarch. He truly and deeply cares about you as a person. It doesn't matter if we are standing around having a special social conversation at a JNF USA event or attending a serious meeting about the great work we do. Russell makes sure to introduce everyone to everyone because he knows that creating an atmosphere of family among our partners is how we expand our circle of impact. That's the Russell we know and love. And so without further ado, please welcome JNF USA CEO Russell Robinson.
Thank you, Ken. I grew up in El Paso, Texas, a place where there weren't many of us, but we were a proud Zionist community. And I remember a significant moment. It was 1967. It was the Six-Day War. I was a 9-year-old boy. I was with my grandfather at a meeting while others were giving away what I thought was millions of dollars. My grandfather stood and he generously donated $2,000. Wow. Here was my grandfather, who I knew had struggles to make ends meet, yet he was giving away money. And he was so proud. He had a beaming smile on his face and overjoyed that I was by his side. My being there turned out to be one of the greatest gifts that resonates with me to this very day. When my father passed away, we found a certificate from 1939 from his bar mitzvah. I never knew he had it. I thought, here was a man who I know had never been to Israel until Marcy and I had taken him and my mother. He had moved from Canada to El Paso, Texas, yet he kept his Jewish National Fund tree certificate. And now his son is the chief executive officer, and his granddaughter is one of the co-chairs of this conference. Now, what does it mean? It means that Zionism and Israel are the great unifiers of our Jewish people. For 3,500 years, we are the only people with a land as part of our existence. That is the story of Jewish National Fund. That is the story of Zionism. That is the story of Israel. So let's shout out to the world without any hesitation. Israel makes the world a better place. Yes, Israel. Israel brings food onto the plate of an African family from a water technology invented in a place called Israel. Yes, Israel is always there helping nations when they have earthquake and emergencies. And like the firefighters are here, they went to Los Angeles during those devastating fires. Yes, Israel makes the world a better place. So today, let's start a movement in telling a real story. At this conference, you will see and feel the strategic vision that we have for the North and the South, but you're going to meet the amazing people. That is the Jewish National Fund's secret sauce. For instance, the mayors that are here from the North and the South, please stand up. To all of our affiliates from Israel and our partners, please stand up. To our Karen Kayemet Israel board members and professionals, please stand up. From the 20 countries that are here, please stand up. All the Israelis, please stand up. Our JNF future, please stand up. Our college activists, please stand up. Our high school students, please stand up. All the Zionists, stand up. Look around, look around. This is the story. This is the story. Take a picture of this and post this. Hashtag it, Israel makes the world a better place. And of course, hashtag powered by JNF. I'm going to post it, you post it, let's share. Let us quit debating the hate. Let's tell our real story of our people. Now you heard from Dr. Katz, we have to visit Israel. Yes, visit Israel. We have trips every month. Oh yeah, Marcy Robinson is leading a trip to Poland and Israel. You should talk to her as well. But every month, you have to go. You have to bring a friend, bring a family. But your family is waiting for you. Come to Israel. And the challenges that we see for tomorrow is, are we doing enough for our teenagers? And to be quite honest, the answer is no. It's no. Listen to these figures. In 1999, North America took 19,300 teenagers a year to Israel on programs of 5 weeks or more. Today, that number is 3,500 from all programs. We're losing our teens when they are deciding who they are, where they belong, and what they believe. And Jewish National Fund USA refuses to accept that decline. And guess what? Must is the answer. Alexander Must is the gold standard of high school study of odd programs, and we must do more. So I'm going to make a challenge. The challenge is, by 2030, 10,000 teenagers a year from the United States to go to Israel. 10,000, they'll walk the land. They'll walk the land of their ancestors. They'll learn our 4,000 years of history. But better yet, they're going to participate. They're going to be writing the history. They're going to contribute. Not just as students, they're going to live it. And they will be our leaders for tomorrow. And they're going to tell our story for 4,000 more years. If we invest in them today. So I'll tell you what, not just 10,000 from the United States, Australia, Canada, Brazil, all the countries around the world, I challenge you, join us. Join us, bring your teenagers to Israel, because we'll be able to house them, because we have a new village. A place not about right or left, not about religious or non-religious or Israel or diaspora, a village for one people, Zionists to come together. We're building something bold. The World Zionist Village in Beersheba, a living and learning campus. It will have a state-of-the-art facilities for high school students, for our Mus and our Adam Adamah, our Israeli teens and teens from around the world. Anybody, we'll have the room for you. Come, join us. We're going to have apartments for post-grads to do internships in the high-tech world of Israel, all located in Beersheba. We'll have facilities for Mechinot, gap year of Israelis, and our own gap year for 18-year-olds to come together and build relationships of a lifetime. We'll have a guest house and a hotel where Zionists from around the world will come to connect. From teachers from Barcelona to a congregation in Los Angeles, a church in Georgia, retirees in Tel Aviv, all coming together for a new conversation. A conversation about our shared values, our destiny. That is Zionism. Why Beersheba? Because of its authenticity. Because it's the capital of the Negev. And it's the home of Abraham's well, where for Muslims and Christians and Jews, our conversation first began. So we're building the future. Join us. Because Zionism is not something to remember. It is something to live. Today we gather, united in spirit, celebrating Zionism, hope, resilience, and our unbelievable achievements. Now I'm going to tell you, and it's so clear today, we need Israel, and Israel needs us. But we cannot be defined as a community or a nation shaped by our challenges or our struggles. We must celebrate as people of winners, trailblazers, innovators, and achievers. Look what the Jewish National Fund has accomplished in almost 125 years. Look what the Jewish National Fund accomplished in the past 2 years. Or better yet, come for the ride and see what we're going to be accomplishing in the future because of each and every one of you. We are Jewish National Fund. Now, this is a generational reset moment, and our time is now. I was a 9-year-old boy standing next to my grandfather, receiving the gift of a lifetime. I ask you, who is standing next to you? Who is standing next to you? And are you writing the next chapter of our story, of your story, of the Jewish National Fund story?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage Pastor Dumisani Washington and Rabbi Dr. Analia Bortz, who will lead us in the national anthems.
Life for light, for justice, for peace, and for hope. Join me in Atikva. Kolot baleba penima nefesh Yehudeh Omia Batei Mizrach Kadima Ay Letzion et Sophia Odelo Abda Tikvatenu Atikva bat shnot 2000 להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון ירושלים. להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון ירושלים. לחיים for life.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the Christ light's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that Star Spangled Banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
This concludes our opening plenary. Please proceed to your next session.